Now, some time ago, we covered Super Mario 3D Land. However, there's more because Nintendo also made a demo build of the game. It was featured at E3 in 2011, and it consists of 4 levels, all of which show different levels of completion. On the 3DS home menu, the game's banner has a build date of May 26, 2011. This is roughly 3.5 weeks prior to E3 that year, which was from June 7 to 9. Now, the following levels are present in this version: 2-1, 1-2, 3-3, and 2-5. In these levels, there are actually quite a lot of things different compared to the final product. Prototype models, glitches that were later on removed, and way more. So let's have a look at it all, shall we? First, we're going to look at the unused level data that can be found in this version of the game. There are 3 files correlating to earlier versions of 7.2. They're simple textures, showing it was in a primitive state at that point. There are also 2 files, both of which are the same, of a very early 8.5, and the only thing present is a platform for Mario to spawn on. Now, why these are in the files of this demo is unknown, but it could be that these were planned to appear in it. If this is the case, then there's one thing that certainly stands out. These levels are near the end of the game, while the ones present in the demo are from the beginning. So maybe they were removed from it or not fully implemented because they were too challenging, late in the game, or not even complete. We aren't sure what the case is, but these are the most likely reasons. Now we're going to take a look at some of the general differences between this version and the final one. However, we're not gonna look at all of them because some of the changes were a bit irrelevant and uninteresting.
In our previous video on Super Mario 3D Land, click in the upper right corner to find it. We covered some weird sound effects and music that wasn't used. However, in this demo, it's actually used. The scrapped level select theme from the final game is present. As well as the Yoshi sound effect, which can be heard when jumping on note blocks. Both of these didn't make it into the game for unknown reasons. Although you can probably figure out why the Yoshi one was taken out. They even made a brand new custom sound effect in its place, they just weren't happy with it. Now, one small thing that's actually quite interesting is the different game over music, because it has an extra instrument, a banjo. Why they removed it is unknown, but apparently they didn't like it. Funny that it was there at some point though. Now, the orange and purple warp boxes are also different here. Purple warps you around to different parts of the level, while orange takes you to minigames, but in the final game, the coloring was swapped. Why they did this is unknown, and it's actually quite strange that they made this change because it doesn't have a huge impact on the game. Now, let's have a look at the individual levels, because there were some interesting changes here as well. For example, in level 2-1, binoculars are not implemented. These are used to look around in the level using gyro controls. You can also look for hidden toads using it, and if the toads are sighted, they will throw out items such as star medals, one-up mushrooms, or even superstars. It could be that this mechanic wasn't a thing yet, or they just didn't bother putting it in this demo. We aren't sure which of the 2 options is most likely, but it's probably either one. Another interesting thing they changed was the water at the end of this level, because it was originally brown. For quite obvious reasons, this was changed to blue. It was very ugly and gross, to be honest. Now we'll move on to level 1-2, and here they made quite a big change near the beginning. At some point, you will come across a rotating screw with a board and a piranha on top. Underneath them is a chasm. On the left of Mario, there is a hole in the wall with a star coin in it. The goal is to take out the enemy and wait for the board to go past the hole so you can get the prize. However, in the final version, they drastically changed this part, putting the coin left of the screw in the air and adding a floor to the chasm with a Goomba and pipe. This new direction leads to a bonus room with coins and a plus clock, so they essentially made it easier. Because you can't fall down and lose a life anymore. Even if you can't get the star coin, you still get rewarded because of the stuff found down the pipe. And after that, you can try it again, and again, and again. The only reason why they really did this was to make it easier for the casual player. Overall, this game wasn't too hard anyway, and things like this added to that. The other changes that they made also lowered the difficulty. For example, in the second section of this hallway, they removed a chasm. Instead of it, there is a normal floor and a ton of enemies. But if you go to the right, there is a power star, so they're easy to deal with. Even at the end of the level, the staircase and enemy were replaced with a normal platform that went up and down. Overall, the level became extremely easy compared to the demo version, which is a bit of a shame because all the possible dangers in the level were removed. In the next level, 2-5, the same happened. Some sort of. There are less fire blasters, however, some bullet builds became harder to dodge. Besides that, not a whole lot changed here.
Now the level that changed the most must be level 3-3. It went from a world based around expanding folding platforms to a cushion world with platforms that slowly fall down. Because of this, it became a lot easier. Like significantly easier. Even the flagpole at the end is no effort in the final version. One thing is clear when you look at this demo. The difficulty was lowered immensely, probably to make it easier for the casual player. It could even be that people at E3 played a role in this, because they did something with the feedback after all. Well, you would expect this at least. Now to finish this video off, we will take a look at the glitches in the demo version that were removed in the final. In 1-2 at the area of the half-point flag, if you have the Tanuki suit, you can wall jump and get high enough to escape the level's bounds. Unfortunately, there's nothing of interest outside of the level. All you do is fall to your death. This was eventually fixed by adding an invisible barrier at the top. Another weird glitch can be performed in the corners. By standing in just the right position on certain corners or edges, Mario will clip into it, and will rapidly switch between his falling and standing animations. This was fixed by adding a little more collision data, causing Mario to be pushed out slightly, and to fall off certain edges instead of clipping into them. Now for the final interesting glitch, a double jump. If Mario rolls or crouches off the edge of a platform and presses a jump button in mid-air, he can jump again. However, no height will be gained if the circle pad is being pressed in any direction when a jump button is pressed. Now as you can see, this game changed a ton. Most demo levels have noticeable differences, and some are completely different. In the end, the game was still a ton of fun. Maybe a bit too easy, but certainly worth your time. Wow, you made it to the end of the video! Well, clearly you liked it, so if you want to watch more, click the annotations on the screen right now. And we make a new video every week, so just click the subscribe button and you won't miss anything. Well, if you click the bell, of course, so be sure to do that.